A very warm welcome from the broadcasting crew and myself to you, our viewers. Thank you for joining us on our ERi-TV English News broadcast. We're now ready for domestic and international news for August 18th, 2025. To begin with, here are our top stories for tonight. Training on material management and procurement to members of the Ministry of Agriculture. Monetary support to families of martyrs in the southern region. Russia foils alleged Ukrainian plot to bomb the Crimean bridge. And wildfires rage in Spain and Portugal amid searing heat. In today's domestic news, the Ministry of Agriculture organized training to 62 of its members on material management, procurement and transit management. The training was conducted at the Ministry's Regulatory Service Office in Villaggio Asmara. The participants included members of the Ministry from the 6 regions of the country, the Central Office, Administration and Finance, the National Agricultural Research Centers, Regulatory Services and the National Animal Health Laboratory. The trainees stated that the training would make a significant contribution in facilitating their daily activities. They also commended the organizers and the trainers for their efforts. Speaking at the closing ceremony on August 15th, Mr. Arrafaina Berham, Minister of Agriculture, noted that procurement and material management are among the ministry's most essential activities. He called on the trainees to practically apply the knowledge they gained in their workplaces. Minister Arrafaina also stressed that similar training programs aimed at developing the capacity of staff members will continue in earnest. In the same vein, 4 months of training on poultry farming was provided to foster families in the Dubarwa subzone. Explaining that the objective of the training program was to improve the economic status of foster families, Mr. Hasas Adresom, head of the National Union of Eritrean Women in the subzone, called on all concerned institutions to provide support to the families in their endeavors. Mr. Abraham Yosef, representative of the administrator of the subzone, commended the initiative taken by the National Union of Eritrean Women and expressed the readiness of the subzonal administration to stand alongside the trainees in all their future activities. Moving on to the southern region, members of the PFDJ government workers and staff of the southern region administration contributed over 280,000 nakfa in support of 34 families of martyrs in the Mendefera subzone. Mr. Moussa Taghla, chairman of the Committee to Support Families of Martyrs, said that the initiative began in 2023 and that the current contribution is in continuation of the initiative. He noted that in 2023, about 81,000 nakfa and in 2024, about 163,000 nakfa were distributed to families of martyrs. He added that the current 283,000 nakfa contribution has been dispersed to families of martyrs in the form of livestock and materials. Mr. Hizkias Wuhbet, administrator of the subzone and chairman of the PFDJ in the civil service, said the support will play a significant role in improving the livelihoods of martyrs' families. He also expressed the subzone's readiness to continue the initiative earnestly. A permanent desert locust invasion monitoring center has been established in Gadam Halib administrative area through the coordination of the Ministry of Agriculture's Central Office. The center is located about 60 kilometers east of Abad town. Mr. Efrem Kuflu, head of administration and finance at the Ministry of Agriculture, said that the construction of the center was carried out mainly by members of the defense forces with participation from the second construction company, Adihalo project and the Office of the Chief of Staff of the Eritrean Defense Forces in designing and supervising the project. Residents and administrators of Abad subzone, particularly from the Gadam Halib administrative area, said the establishment of the monitoring center would significantly ease the burden previously shouldered by locals in monitoring and controlling desert locust infestations. Members of the defense forces who took part in the project expressed satisfaction with their contribution and the timely completion of the center. This wraps up our domestic news for this session. Dear viewers, we'll be back with the international ones after the short break. Welcome back. Russia's Federal Security Service, FSB, announced that it had thwarted what it described as an attempt by Ukrainian special services to blow up a car on the Crimean bridge. According to the FSB, an electronic vehicle containing a concealed high-power improvised explosive device entered Russia from Ukraine through several countries and crossed the Russian-Georgian border at the Verkhny-Lars International checkpoint. Despite the tricks of the Ukrainian terrorists, the FSB managed to uncover their plans in a timely manner, identify and defuse the explosive device, and detain all those involved in its delivery to the territory of the country, stated Russia's FSB. A criminal case has been opened. Russian authorities said all organizers and accomplices will face punishment. The FSB noted that this was the second attempted car bomb plot against the Crimean bridge in a year. On April 2nd, Belarusian security forces intercepted a minibus carrying more than half a ton of synthetic explosives at the Brest customs checkpoint. Days later, Belarus announced that it has stopped the largest explosives shipment in its history, 580 kilograms of foreign-made material, allegedly of U.S. origin, that was bound for Russia. In both incidents, drivers transporting the vehicles were reportedly unaware of the explosives and could have been used as suicide bombers, according to officials. In today's final report, extreme heat exacerbated by carbon pollution has fueled devastating wildfires across southern Europe, the latest in a series of disasters aggravated by climate breakdown amid a continental rollback of green policies. Data from last week shows the blazes have burned at least 530,000 hectares this year, more than double the average over the past 2 decades, forcing several overwhelmed governments from Spain to Bulgaria to seek firefighting help from the EU. In Spain alone, deadly fires have burned 348,000 hectares of land this year, according to preliminary data, burning even more land than when the previous record was set in 2022. The Spanish Weather Agency warned of very high or extreme fire danger in most of the country. The government said on Sunday that an extra 500 soldiers would join the 1,400 troops trying to bring deadly wildfires under control. The Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez announced a state pact that lifts the climate emergency outside of partisan struggles and ideological issues, focus on scientific evidence and act accordingly. Meanwhile, in the neighboring Portugal, which has been under a state of alert since the start of the month, large rural fires have killed 2 people and caused several injuries. Civil protection authorities said 31,130 people have been evacuated from their homes in the last week. The country activated the EU civil protection mechanism on Friday with a request for 4 waterbombing planes. With this, we conclude our news for this session, dear viewers. Now let's have a quick recap of the major headlines. Training on material management and procurement, members of the Ministry of Agriculture. Monetary support to families of martyrs in the southern region. In international news, Russia foils alleged Ukrainian plot to bomb the Crimean bridge. And wildfires rage in Spain and Portugal amid searing heat. This was World on Monday with ERi-TV English News broadcast. Dear viewers, we thank you for joining and stay well.